Good morning. How is everyone? I understand you're from all stretches of the country. Welcome to Lexington, Kentucky, Bluegrass region, home of the horse, a little bit of bourbon. A lot of blue horses are running around. Big Blue Nation basketball. We're very proud of our community and our region, and we're very proud of this announcement today. Good morning. Thank you for attending this exciting economic development announcement about Clark Material Handling Company. My name is Bob Quick. I'm the President and CEO of Commerce Lexington, Inc., and I'll be serving as your MC today. Partnership is essential to economic development and to bring projects like this to fruition. We are thrilled to make this announcement with our Mayor, Mayor Gorton, Secretary Terry Gill and Aaron Pearsley from the Cabinet for Economic Development, Shane Baker from Governor Bevin's office, Stephanie Nelson from Senator McConnell's office, Tatum Dale from Congressman Andy Barr's office, and Councilmember Kathy Ploman. To kick off our exciting announcement, I'm honored to introduce Mayor Linda Gorton to offer some remarks about this important day. So join me in welcoming Mayor Linda Gorton.
Good morning. This is a great day, and now I see how Dennis wakes everybody up, right? Thank you very much, Bob. I first want to congratulate everyone at Clark, one of the top 10 lift truck suppliers in the world. Yay! What does this mean? 40 new jobs previously held in Asia, an investment of $4.6 million in Clark headquarters right here in Lexington, the third expansion in 4 years. Lexington has been home to Clark since 1985. It has been a great relationship that we have had. Clark is an outstanding corporate citizen, and they give back to our community, and I thank you for that. You've been a corporate partner whose help was essential in the production of a video to help Lexington recruit executive-level talent. The video, entitled Lexington, It Just Feels Like Home, has had over 7,900 views since last November, including people from 48 states and 80 countries. And Clark provides good jobs for our citizens, and in return, they make up the talented workforce Clark needs. In everything it does, Clark sends a clear message nationally, internationally, that Lexington is a great place to locate and grow a business. In 2017, Clark celebrated its centennial. Dennis, your second century is off to a great start. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Gorton. And I want to especially thank you and your team. Retaining and growing our existing business base is a job that we do, and we invest a lot of time and energy in every day. And so we're always honored when we have a chance to work with the mayor and her team to assist existing businesses to be successful. Job one. Next, I would like to introduce Secretary Terry Gill, who oversees the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, to offer some remarks. Join me in welcoming Secretary Gill. Mr. Secretary.
I was hoping for a forklift, actually. They promised me one. Good morning, everyone. My name is Terry Gill, and I'm the Secretary of Economic Development for the state. And I am pleased to be here alongside our mayor and Bob Quick and Dennis. And it's really one of the best parts of my job is to get out of Frankfurt, which is our state's capital for those of you who are not from the state. That's where all the craziness of state government happens. I've only been in this role for about 2.5 years. I came from the private sector, from a manufacturing company, actually. I was a CEO and worked for a private equity company as well. So I understand manufacturing. I understand how remarkable it is to see this sort of success on a global stage in an intensely competitive industry, and how proud each of you should be to be part of this organization. There is something about these sorts of events that are they're important to celebrate, but there's always a story behind each of these companies. And Clark's story is, I think, is remarkable on a number of different levels. And we see, and I say that because we see industry both within the state, all kinds of industry, from automotive to aerospace to metals, logistics, distribution. Kentucky has an incredibly important role to play in all those major industries. And so I see all of these companies, and I see how they're managed, I see how they conduct themselves, I see how they contribute to the wealth and benefit of the communities they operate in. And Clark is remarkable. As the mayor mentioned, this commitment to giving back to the community. You don't see that very often, but when we see companies that operate with that level of integrity and commitment to the community, it's worth noting. And clearly, this company understands that the health of the culture is a big part of its success. Announcing 3 expansions in 4 years on the surface is worthy of recognizing, but it's really, I think, how that work gets done. And in particular, I think it's particularly interesting to note that this announcement is about faith in each of you. It's about leadership and vision and confidence in growing a business, but it's also about understanding the economics of taking work that was produced elsewhere and bringing it back to Lexington, Kentucky. And that is not a small thing. It doesn't happen very often. And so when we see it happen, we're thrilled to be part of it. And this is the sort of company that the governor celebrates. It's a company that demonstrates great leadership, great commitment to its employees, and it operates in an industry that is sort of in lockstep with where the state is going. For those of you who are not from Kentucky, some quick kind of facts about who we are. We've talked about bourbon horses, which we love to celebrate, but we're #1 per capita in automobile production. We only have 4.5 million people in this state. So this little state of Kentucky leads the nation per capita in automobile production. Georgetown, not far from here, has the world's largest Toyota plant, the world's largest Toyota plant. We're #2 in aerospace, only behind Washington State in terms of exports. We're #3 in distribution and logistics. We've got UPS's Worldport, which is in Louisville, Kentucky, and DHL's international hub is in CVG, which is the Northern Kentucky Cincinnati Airport, and Amazon just announced they're building out their prime air cargo facility at that same airport. So we are dominating the nation in these incredibly important industries that are expanding, and Clark seamlessly fits right inside all of those in terms of being a potential supplier to industries that are on the move. And the governor's intention in terms of his commitment to manufacturing, it's pretty clear. He wants this state of Kentucky to be #1, known globally as the center of excellence for engineering and manufacturing. And that commitment the state has made to seeing that companies like Clark receive all the support they can from the state is sort of foundational to, I think, the success we've seen at the state level, and also we hope to some degree, helpful to Clark as they think about how to continue to expand and grow in a very competitive market. The administration, the governor's administration, has seen about $18 billion worth of investment, brand new investment in the state. That's more capital to come into the state of Kentucky over about 3 years than has ever been recorded ever before across any 4-year administration. And that's about 50,000 new jobs. So some of those new jobs are being announced today, and we are absolutely thrilled to be part of it. And we're just particularly proud of Clark and how it conducts itself in this community, and we celebrate with you today this great achievement. So we've got a small gift I'd like to give Dennis just to celebrate the occasion. We have this thing, this brown liquid, for those of you who are not familiar with Kentucky, and that brown liquid is particularly important during the first Saturday of May, which many of you know is also called Derby Day here. And there's a tradition we have where we take this brown liquid and we mix it with a little spring water and a little dash of simple syrup and a fresh sprig of mint, and it's called a mint julep. And it's best served in a commemorative cup, a pewter cup. And I've got one for you, Dennis, just to celebrate this occasion. And we're just grateful for your leadership and for what Clark means to this community. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thank you. Who wants a drink?
Thank you, Secretary Gill, for your remarks and for your partnership in economic development. Commerce Lexington has long maintained a very close working relationship and partnership with the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development. Our staff enjoys working with you, Aaron, Vivek, and the team on a daily basis to grow Kentucky's economy. And the thing that I love about every time I listen to Terry speak is he's one of us. He's from the private sector. He understands everything that we go through on a daily basis, and we cut through an awful lot of stuff to get right to the core of how to really grow business and industry here in Kentucky. Finally, I would like to introduce Dennis Lawrence, who is the president and CEO of Clark Material Handling Company. Clark is an iconic global brand, and they're an integral part of our community in Lexington for over the last 45 years. They're active in the business community. Thank you, Dennis. But they also play a huge role in philanthropy and giving back to many incredible causes. You always know the sign of someone who's honest, sincere, and genuine when they don't go out and boast all the many things that they do behind the scenes. They're very selective, they're very targeted, they're very loving and caring, and they've helped us become a much better community and region as a result. Our team has worked with Dennis and his team for many years on a variety of initiatives and projects. It's been an honor to work with you, Mike Grossman, and the rest of the team on this project. Please help join me in welcoming Dennis to offer a few remarks. Dennis Lawrence.
So for just about everybody in the room, with the exception of our friends on stage, everybody knows that I do not read speeches, right? But unfortunately, I have to read this one because it's a little bit more extensive than my usual just ramblings. So I'm just going to, if you all bear with me, and if I make a mistake or if I stumble or if I sound funny and all that kind of stuff, you know that my heart's in the right place, right? Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Good morning and welcome to Clark. Thank you, Bob, for that kind introduction, and our relationship with Commerce Lexington, honestly, is second to none. We work very, very closely with everybody in your team, and there's really nobody better than next to Clark, your organization. You guys do really, really well. I'm grateful to the staff and the professionals at Commerce Lexington for the extraordinary work that you do in promoting growth in the bluegrass while preserving what makes our community very, very unique. Welcome to our honored guests here today, including Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton, Secretary Terry Gill of the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development, and local business owners, Clark's 2019 Dealer of Excellence winners from the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and my fellow Clark employees, the ones that make the difference here every single day. So what makes Clark great? Can you hear me all right over there, Juan? Cool, what makes Clark great? Clark lives by the three following letters. They're all the same. They're 3 F's. Faith, family, and forklifts. Faith is what we believe in, and it's our moral compass. Family is how we treat each other, and forklifts to carry on the century-old tradition of providing tools that will help build America for generations to come. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the latest expansion of Clark's North America factory in Lexington and the reshoring of our production of our trucks from Asia. Clark is a premier world manufacturer of forklifts, which are so vital to the world of commerce. Over a century old, Clark's tradition of product and excellence and innovation has made the name Clark synonymous with forklifts throughout the world. Today, Clark operates in more than 100 global markets. We've made over 1 million forklifts in our history, and no other manufacturer can make that claim. Today, we still have hundreds of thousands of lift trucks driving around every corner of the world. We're proud of what we do, not just by making fine products, but in giving back to the communities that we live and serve. Did you know that for every forklift that's produced, it creates 2.1 jobs in the economy? Our industry hires more veterans than any other business in America. Forklifts are the staple for how goods are moved in the world. The products that our team manufactures here in Lexington competes now on a global scale. We are trendsetters both in the invention of the forklift 100 years ago and in our unique way in leading philanthropy efforts throughout the state of Kentucky. We not only work in the communities in which we live, but also help other companies that can help themselves with the dealers, their customers, to enhance their philanthropic efforts. We have on staff a group of individuals led by Alan Sutherland. Wave, Alan. And everybody should know Alan Sutherland by now, whose only goal at Clark is to achieve the company objective of giving back to the community that we live and serve. We're especially proud that we were once again selected this year one of the best places to work in the state of Kentucky. Congratulations, everybody. Have I mentioned I hate this thing? This is really holding me back, I can tell you that. Today we herald two significant events in the history of Clark in Kentucky. First, Clark is expanding its facility in Lexington for the third time in 4 years by adding a third building to the Lexington campus. The original expansion was in 2016 when we grew our manufacturing footprint to include our high-volume models previously produced in Mexico. Then, in 2017, we completed a new state-of-the-art R&D engineering center across the street from the main facility that we're in today. This latest expansion will allow Clark to triple its USA production right here in Lexington. Second, in conjunction with this expansion, Clark will begin reshoring from Asia to Lexington the production of its heart-of-the-line products called the S-Series. When this expansion is complete, Clark will now produce 80% of what it sells in the North American market right from the back of our building. This expansion and reshoring of products will enable us to improve our operations, drive out waste, reduce lead times, but most importantly, Clark will create 40 new manufacturing jobs for the Lexington area, which is sorely, sorely needed. So congratulations for that. Just as a footnote on that, before I forget, in 2009, when we had the downturn in the recession, to today, we have absolutely doubled our population here at Clark from 2009 to today. We have twice the employees that we had from 2009. We used to be able to fit in a little kitchen, and now look at all the employees we have here today. I also want to note that today is especially meaningful to Clark since in addition to the announcement of our expansion and reshoring, it is also the day that we're hosting the 2019 Dealer of Excellence Awards ceremony and honoring all of our top dealers. We couldn't do what we do without you. Without their trust and faith in Clark, we couldn't grow, we could not continue to put our kids through college, and give back to the community in the way that we want. We want to thank all our dealers and all our partners for their support, most importantly, your friendship. I want to acknowledge and thank the Kentucky Economic Development Cabinet for its support and the preliminary approval of the performance-based incentive through its KEDFA program. These programs are critically important for the ongoing growth of the state. Central Kentucky is a great place to be a manufacturer, and we're proud to call Lexington our home. We're excited to be strengthening our investment in the Lexington area. The dedication and productivity of the local workforce is key to helping expand our production capacity. Our expanded facilities are important elements in our desire to exceed customer expectations and fuel global growth. We can not and should not take this expansion in the Bluegrass region as a given. Clark is here by choice, not by chance. I'll say that again. Clark is not here by choice. We're not here by, Clark is here by choice, not by chance. As a global company, we could have set our roots anywhere in the U.S., but we chose this state, this city, this location for the continued expansion of the company. It's critically imperative that our local, state, and federal governments support private enterprise by encouraging our youth to achieve good grades, be good citizens, have the desire to be part of something great. We should never give them a reason to look elsewhere when deciding their life's path. Our government and private sector leaders owe it to our children and our children's children to support a strong public educational system, a healthy environment in which they can thrive. We must do all we can to encourage our youth to remain in the Commonwealth for the good of the Commonwealth. On her first day at work, our newly elected Mayor, Linda Gorton, was in our office here on her first day of work with CEOs from across the Bluegrass, hosted by Commerce Lexington, to better understand the challenges we face with manpower shortages in the state, youth drug addiction, and universities not completely understanding the skills required for our companies to be successful. This will certainly not be the only meeting planned with the mayor and her team as this group of CEOs share with the government its perspective on what will make the Commonwealth a successful and more fruitful state to live and work. Our leaders in economic development need to always be in front of business. They need to understand how the private sector operates so that they can fine-tune their offerings when supporting businesses. Our good friend, Secretary Gill, who's here today, plays an active and pivotal role in the success of companies' growth in the Commonwealth. We need leaders in government and in the private sector to work together hand in hand, to encourage the citizens to be part of a new beginning in bringing work and jobs back to Americans. As citizens of this great Commonwealth, we not only expect more, but we deserve more from all of our leaders. We're proud of our success and acknowledge the contributions of our employees, dealers, customers, suppliers, and the community. We need to create a strong value system that puts people first. Our people can and will make a difference when given the opportunity. Our job is to provide this opportunity to them. Welcome to the future of Clark, an American brand driven around the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think Dennis started this off by saying, wow. Wow. On behalf of Commerce Lexington, we have a small gift. It coincides with the gift. It complements the gift that our Secretary of Economic Development gave you. And it also recognizes an industry that we're all surrounded by here, so the two complement. And as we do, we compliment you and thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob.
Appreciate it. And again, thank you, Dennis. Our team at Commerce Lexington is led by Jenna Greathouse, our Executive Vice President for ED. And we're honored to have been the group here over the last several years to help your company grow and to grow here to have the different expansion announcements. Also, it's wonderful that this announcement coincides with your Dealer of Excellence Awards ceremony. And I said it earlier, you're our customers. And we're very grateful that you're here, and we never take anyone for granted, but we're glad you're all part of our team. Our partners, Visit Lex, are excited that you chose Lexington, Central Kentucky for your top dealers meeting, so thank you. And with that, Clark has offered to give tours of their global headquarters. Also, the speakers, we're going to gather on the manufacturing floor for a picture. But again, thank you very much for being here, for participating, and for being the ones that make us stand out and to be successful. Thank you all.